Hi guys, this is the Running Mans. Thanks very much for checking out this video. Going to be showing some footage of the Skorpion in-game, the new SMG, with a silencer on it, actually in a live firefight. It's not the best firefight in the world, but I think it's worth sharing, just especially because it's a new gun. So we're going to share that in a second. Just thought I'd give you a few bits of information about the gun while I'm at it. The gun itself is an SMG, so it takes up 4 slots wide and 3 slots deep in your backpack, like an MP5 would do, for example. It uses the 380 rounds, which is the same as the Makarov and the Rak, one of the very weakest rounds in DayZ. You can actually fit the suppressory silencer on it, which you can see me fitting here. I'm finding this at the tents at Starry Sobor. I found the 20 round magazine that I've got in the gun in a police station at Novi Sobor, and I found the gun itself at the Mishkino tents. You can just see me there having a good look at it. The gun actually looks kind of cool, I think. The suppressor on it there is almost as big as the gun, but I think it looks kind of cool. It looks kind of nice. But anyway, I was doing this at the Quonset Hut on a 50-man full pot UK server. Probably not the smartest move in the world, but anyway. Just as I came out of here, things started to unfold. As I say, it's not the best firefight in the world, but it kind of shows the gun, shows it in use. I think it's worth sharing. So, hope you enjoy the video. I'll give you a few thoughts on the gun at the end of the video. Thanks a lot, guys. Catch you later on. There he is. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but it's kind of hard to differentiate where the shots are coming from in .59. The sound of the guns is very loud. Even when they're quite far away, it sounds like they're right next to you almost. And it's kind of hard. I guess there may be something wrong with it. I don't know. I've not read anything about it just yet, other than stuff that's not confirmed. But yeah, it sounds like there's a few issues with the sound of the guns. Now, I couldn't actually find that guy in the tents. I looked all the way around, couldn't find him. I decided that he would probably try and flank round back behind where I was shooting him from. So I decided to come all the way around. I went to the east and then came all the way around to the north and flanked round. And we're going to rejoin just as I'm getting towards this ghillie compound just here. Right, I just thought I'd give you some thoughts on the gun whilst we make our escape. I think I was kind of lucky to survive that. An SMG against a Magnum and I nearly died. That might say something about the Skorpion, or it might say something about me. Probably the latter. In terms of the gun, it takes 380 rounds, as I've said before, which makes it one of the weakest, well, the joint equal weakest SMG, if you like. So if you have an MP5 or you find one, or a UMP, chances are you're not going to be taking this over it. However, personally, I think this sits in between the UMP and the rack in the sort of pecking order. I think it's better than the rack, basically, is what I'm saying. The silencer does make it more useful. Silence weapons really do work. So I think the silencer really does make it quite useful. The only thing I would say is that a suppressor east you tend to find at military locations where you may end up finding stuff that's better than the Skorpion. So maybe it'd be good if the silencer was something that was a civilian spawn, I don't know. But you can see me trying to shoot the guy here. I do actually hit him. You see a blood spatter in a second. But the silencer did its job. He had no idea where I was trying to shoot him from and actually started running towards me at first. This shot here hits. Yeah, it does. You see blood spatter there. It's kind of okay firing it like that, a couple of rounds at a time. When I actually killed the guy, I was firing sort of three roundish bursts and then correcting my aim or doing my best to whilst moving, trying not to get killed. It's actually a headshot that kills him, which you'll see just there. That's the headshot that kills the guy. And when I went up to loot him, you can see that I've actually ruined his backpack, his top, his vest and his headwear. So I hit him several times to kill him, which you would expect with a 380 round. In terms of the gun itself, it must have its place. I've killed a guy with an SVD using a rack, and so if it's better than a rack, it must have its place in the game. The best gun in the game is the gun you've got magazine and bullets for, basically, so there's always a place for a gun like this in the game. I do think you'd be swapping it out for a UMP or an MP5 or an AKS-74U if you had the opportunity to, but that doesn't mean that it wouldn't save your life and upgrade you potentially to one of those if someone tries to kill you with one. The only thing I would say is it would be really, really nice if it was slightly smaller in terms of how much space it took up in your backpack. It's a little bit weaker than the others. Maybe if there was a kind of a balance in terms of the amount of space it took up in your backpack, it might make it a viable option if you're using an improvised backpack, let's say, and it took up 3 slots wide and 3 slots deep maybe. You might take it over a UMP just because you had more space left in the improvised backpack. It might make it more viable, you know, as a secondary to, say, a Blaze or something. But yeah, I still think it's worthwhile. I had a lot of fun using it there. I'm still going to keep it on this character's life if I can get him back up to full health. That's it from me, guys. Thanks a lot for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. It's probably really long. Sorry. Take care.